Hello everybody to this Wednesday setup video. First we do a review of the setups from yesterday. You can also see them on my last video from yesterday and I can make it quick. We had no trade today. The setups on the Aussie against the Singapore dollar and on silver did not trigger. Price was too far away and we can now look if we want to adjust the entries, because we have now the new order blocks. At midnight your broker time you always get the new order blocks for the day, and then we can see if our setups from the last day still match or not. And if we look here, we had here our setup, our sell entry before this supply zone. The supply zone is painted from the indicator from Hypnotic. It's an external software which is not part of Metagrid, but which I always use in together with Metagrid order blocks. And I want to try to come a little bit deeper into a trade on the Aussie against the Singapore dollar. And it's entry you should watch manually, maybe not with a pending order. You can see we have here 3 sell order lines in a row here. We like such stuff, so 3 lines close together is always a good idea to trade. And above we have here this little blue box, which is a signal that there is a stronger sell zone here. And above we have the bank sell level, which will go a little bit deeper during the day. I would watch during the Asia session or in the London session if we get here a rejection of price in this red area. So we should not go jump blindly into a sell trade. For example, if we see that price here begins to build a resistance, that it comes not higher, that price comes not through these 3 red lines and bounces, maybe on the 1 hour time frame that we get 4, 5 candles which do not come through these 3 lines, or if you get a really strong price action signal like a big pin bar candle, a big rejection here in this area, then we would go into a sell trade. You can also see we have at the moment here a very nice trend line which the price so far respected. At the moment it looks like it will break here this trend line, but it can also be a false breakout during midnight. Now we have to see during the Asia session if the price still goes up and respects this line. And if the price goes higher and comes into our sell zone here and then breaks here this trend line again, and you can see a clear price action like I told you now, then we should go into a sell trade. But it's a little bit difficult to do this with a pending order. If you are in front of your computer and you see that you get here rejection in this area, I think this could be a good sell trade. So far I would skip this entry here. It's far away. We do not use it anymore. We try to come into a trade here, maybe during the Asia session if you are awake, or if the price comes then during the London session here. And don't forget, we want to see really price action here. By the way, in my video from yesterday, I told you that price was, while I made my video here in this box here, I showed you in my video that it bounced here all the time and that I expect a breakout of this box. And you can see the breakout came. Here was the breakout, and then very typically it retested here the breakout line, and then it was going higher. And now it seems it comes back to this breakout line again. Maybe we get another retest, or it can also happen that it goes into this box again. But we will see. But we would like to come here into a sell trade in this area. We still let the setup for buy on the same pair. It's the Aussie against the Singapore dollar 2. This was our buy entry from yesterday, and I would not make a change here. I don't know if price can come that far down in this week, but still it's a very good buy entry and we don't change here anything. Then we look on silver. You can see still silver on the H4 time frame did not very much. It is again more a sideways movement. on the H4 time frame. So we stay with our entries. We have here this buy entry, and we have a sell entry on this place. I did not change anything. It's the same like yesterday. So we wait if price comes to one of these two entries. Again, here is the buy entry, and this is the position for the sell entry here. So nothing has changed. Then let's look on a new pair. It's the EURCAD, and I would love to trade here a reaction on this demand zone. You can see a really big demand zone here on this area here. It's a very big one, and we have in this demand zone a buy order line, a strong buy order line here, because it's the light green colored line, and this is other strong ones. And what I also like is that this demand zone is below our bank buy level. The bank buy level shows on Metagrid where is the place that price may change, that banks begin to buy again this pair, or the big players begin to buy this pair, or in other words, that the sellers decide to take profit. You can see it both ways, because if price goes down and down and down, of course the sellers want to collect their profit at some point, and the bank buy level is such an area, and this is a level which moves during the day. Metagrid always analyzes the trade the chart, and the bank buy level will move during the day higher, and at the moment the candle touches the bank buy level or the bank sell level, this line stays all day long on the same place, and then it does not move anymore. It then says to you on the chart bank buy level was touched or bank sell level was touched, and then you know at this moment it's time normally for the sellers in this case to take profit. And if price comes below this bank buy level, then with every move below this bank buy level, the chances gets higher that we get a reverse of the price. So the more the price comes below a bank buy level, the bigger the chance becomes that price returns. And the same is with the bank sell level. The more price comes over a bank sell level, the bigger is the chance that price removes. And because we have below this bank buy level this big demand zone and this very strong buy order block, I would love to trade here and come into a buy trade. I would place the limit buy order exactly here on the beginning of this demand area here. If you want to see the price, it's here 1.493932 if you want to use it the same way. And we place the stop loss below this demand zone, so it's very easy with Metagrid. We get here our stop loss line. I place it a little bit below the next strong buy level from Metagrid, so we do it this way. And with the auto calculation, we put a 0 in it, then we get an auto calculation based on our risk of 1% here. It's still 2 microlots, and that's the trade. If you want to see the place for the stop loss, it's this number. If you want to copy it to your chart, I forgot this the last 2 days to show you this, that you can easily copy it, and now you have it. But remember that I use Metagrid with the active entry. This means if the price comes to our buy entry here, Metagrid checks for price action and does not immediately open the trade. So if you want to trade this, my advice is to wait for price action if you don't have Metagrid, or if you want to jump manually in. If you sit in front of your computer, it's always good that you confirm it by yourself. But if you don't have the time or it's overnight, then it's good with Metagrid and the price action check. And Metagrid will only open the trade if it sees a kind of price action that this trade gets confirmed. So we have a buy entry here on the EURCAD. Let's see if we can also find a sell entry. We copy this pair again a second time. I load my template for this. And then let's see if we can a sell entry too. Let's see what we have here. You can see at this moment we got the bounce on a demand zone here on the M15 time frame. The white rectangle here is a H1 demand zone from Hypnotic, and it was painted because of this. You see here we have a big up movement, and after this big up movement, Hypnotic painted here this white rectangle. The white rectangle was painted, I think, around here, as price was here in this area. This rectangle was here, and since then it was here, and now price came, when was it, on April 24th, so 4 days ago. This rectangle was painted, and now 4 days later you can see price exactly bounced on this demand zone. It's always amazing to see how precise the Hypnotic software paints this supply and demand zones, and in combination with Metagrid it's really nice, because you can see we have here buy orders in this demand zone here. This is a signal that we get here really a strong buy zone, and I love this way of trading really. And I think we can try a sell trade with this supply zone, and we have again a supply zone here. I think we have two opportunities for a trade. The first one I would love to do in this area here. You can see we have a strong sell zone here. We have this blue box from Metagrid, which shows us that we can here, or should expect here, a stronger resistance. Of course, if price comes here easy through it, then you know that these sell orders are very thin, and at the moment we have the situation, because of the corona situation in all the world, that we have not that much orders like at the beginning of the year. And if we don't have much orders in the market, it is possible that these normal red lines, which are not strong lines, are very thin orders, and price could come easily through it. On the strong order lines like this here, it's harder for the price, but if you see that the price has no rejection here, it comes easy through it, then you know that these orders seems to be very thin, and then you should ignore them. But if you see here price action, and I would wait for price action if price comes here in this blue box, and maybe it bounces here then on the white supply zone from Hypnotic or into this zone here, then we go for a sell trade. I don't know if we get a really strong reaction here. It's also possible that price, if it goes up, we don't know it, maybe it goes lower, but if price wants to go up, that it comes all the way up here to this zone, because I expect that many stop losses could here be placed from all the traders who are in this down movement at the moment. And where would you place your stop loss? I think you would place it around here, where the blue line is. And maybe market makers want to move price again up here to kick out these stop losses. And then we could trade here this one, and this area here I like very much. We have a strong sell order block here. We have a big blue box from Metagrid, again a strong area, and again two sell order blocks in this area, so much resistance in this area here. And I think this is good for a pending order here. We can make here a sell order, and I would use the stronger one here. It's a little bit deeper in this case, because I use the active entry from Metagrid, and if I do it a little bit deeper, then the line Metagrid can begin some minutes earlier to analyze the chart and wait for price action. This is the reason why I always place my entries a little bit deeper, or if it's a buy trade higher as the order lines. So this is my entry. I show you the number in a second, and the stop loss I would place here, where we have this market structure high. It's a bigger stop loss, but we are under M15 time frame, so it's okay to use here this as the stop loss. And let's check the numbers for you. This is the entry here if you want to use it, but still you should wait for price action, not trade it blindly. And this here is the number for the stop loss if you want to use it. And here we also look of course, for price action in this area, maybe in the Asia session or at the beginning of the London session, it's possible that we see here a reaction, and this is our second sell entry here. And that's it for today. We have our setups. Let's see if we get on Wednesday a trade, and I see you in 24 hours. Goodbye.